Hello friends, welcome back. In the previous video we started developing a product landing page called the Sunnyside, and then we finished with the part 1, which I've uploaded. Now I had some comments that made me aware that the text wasn't clear for people to be able to see, so I've worked on it in the part 2. Let me know if it's better or it still needs to be worked on, and if you know what I can also do to make it better, let me know in the comment section. In the second part of the video, we are going to be working on the JavaScript aspect and also trying to make it mobile responsive as well. Let's make it as brief as possible. So I'm going to put both of them side by side so that it's easier for us to work with. Now in the readme file we're given, we're informed that the width should be 375 pixels, so I just decided to pick a height of 760, and then this height looks, I could zoom out for you to have a good look at it. Let's just leave it at 100%. Now with this one, let's quickly do the mobile responsiveness and then go on to do the JavaScript. For the mobile devices, we decided to provide a hamburger menu, which we have placed inside the div here, and inside the div we then have the hamburger icon. So we realized that the hamburger div and then the nav links div are both inside the. Now with the hamburger icon, we can find it in the images. If you check inside images, we can find it here. So you just open it and then copy it. Once that's done, we can move over to the CSS. We can use media queries to style mobile devices. I decided to use a max width of 1400 pixels. You can decide to use something that targets the 375 width that we have there. Then the first thing we style is the hero section. For the hero section, we want to change the background image and give it one that was designed purposely for mobile devices. Also change the background position and then the path. For the hamburger menu, give it a display of block and also a cursor pointer. So when the hamburger is clicked on, we want to change the opacity to 0.2. Or maybe we could use 0.5. For the nav links class, we want to give it a display of none, so it means that if you don't click on the hamburger, it shouldn't show the links. And also we give it a position of absolute. Let's simply do display of none. So this is how it will look like, but for styling purposes we want to disable it for now, and then when we are done styling the links, we can use it. So give it a position of absolute, a right and left of 0, a margin, a padding, and then background color. So we want to make sure that when the links are showing, it's going to use flexbox, and then also we have our flex direction align items. Let's change the color for the links. Let's place section for these ones so that it's even. For the active link, we want to give it a background color of yellow. Now we can comment this out and then use this instead. Let's continue with the remaining sections. For the H2 here that we are going to change the font size, the margin top, and then the letter spacing. For the arrow, we change the margin top. In the second section we have here, we are going to target the first child and then change it into column reverse. And then for the last child, we change it just into column. For the flex item, we give it a width of 100%. And for the item info, we give it a padding and then the text align. For the item image, we change the height. Alright, so now we can see that for the first one, we have the image showing first because of column reversed, and then for the second one, it also shows first because for that one we use column. For the second image, the image was already on the left hand side, but for the first one here, it was on the right hand side. That's why we used column reverse. For section 3, we change the flex direction to column, and for the item, we give it a width, different width and padding. So for each item, the first child and the last child, we want to change the images and give them mobile images. So this section 2 looks done. Now let's go to client testimonials. So for section 4, we are going to change the padding. And then for the H2, we are going to change the text align, the letter spacing, the margin bottom. For the section, we are going to change the flex direction and also the align items. And then for the client class, we change the margin and the width. The main paragraph we have there, we want to change the margin. Alright, I think it looks okay. We can move to this section. Well, in the 5th section, we want to use gradient. Give it a grade template columns of repeat. We give it 2 and then 1 FR. For the diffs, we want to change the height. I guess we can move over to the JavaScript. So with the JavaScript, we need to make sure when we click on the hamburger menu, it shows the links, and also you should be able to select the active link as well. It should be able to show you which one is the active link. Then we also work on the arrow that we have here. With the arrow, when you click on it, it's supposed to move to this section. So let's start with the smooth scrolling when you click on the arrow. So we have a variable called arrow down, and then it's going to access the arrow class. So we use document.query selector, and then inside the quotes we put the class. We also have another constant or variable, depending on what you want to call it, called section 2. And that one we are going to be able to access the section that holds the class of it. So we place an event listener on the arrow down variable. When it is clicked on, we want this function to operate. So we access section 2 variable, and then we use a scroll into view method. With that one, we give it a behavior of smooth, so that it scrolls smoothly. Let's try it out. Alright, so if we didn't have this here, we see that the scrolling looks so sudden and quick. That's why we use the behavior smooth. The next thing we want to work on is to set the active link. With the active link, we have a variable called links, and then it's going to access all the a tags that we have in the HTML. We also create another constant called the length. So we just want to be able to access the length of the links. This way, when we are using the for loop, it doesn't have to check for the length all the time. With the for loop, we start with I from 0, and then I less than the length of the links, then we increment I. So for each links that we have, we want to include an event listener on them. So when they are clicked on, we want them to run what we have inside the function. We create another variable called the current link, and that one we use it to check the HTML to see which one is currently the active link. So if we head over to the HTML, you can see that the last a tag, which is for contacts, has a class called the active. So whichever link is the active one always has this class. That is why we try to access it this way. Now, since we used the query selector, or if there are multiple of them that have this entire class here, then it's going to put them inside an array. So we just want to access the first one. We are assuming that it's just one link that's supposed to be there. So when we access that current link, we want to replace that active class from it. So we replace it with nothing. After we are done doing that, we then access the link that was clicked on, and then give it the active class. Okay, so now that we are done with this, let's try it out. Well, for the mobile version, we haven't worked on the hamburger. We can access it from there. Let's try it on the desktop. You see it doesn't work. Let's check to see what's wrong. Okay, so here it's supposed to be hero. Let's try it again. Alright, now we see that the active link is able to change. Now let's also remove this for desktop devices. Okay, so this is going to remove the hamburger menu for desktop. And then let's finally work on the hamburger menu. There is a variable called menu. Now this menu is going to access the hamburger menu. And then we have another variable called links div. That one will access the div that holds all the links. So we place an event listener on the menu variable. When the menu is clicked on, we want it to run this function. So if the links div variable dot style dot display is equal to flex, right? We want to change it to display now. So it simply means that if the links are being displayed and then we click on the hamburger menu, then the display should change to none. But if it's not being displayed, then we should let it be displayed using flex. Okay, let's try it out. Yeah, so we see that when it's active right now, we click on it, it's going to disappear. if it's not active, it appears. And then we also see that we're able to change the active link. And I guess that's it for the Sunnyside landing page. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. And then I also like to know your comments. Click the like button if the video helped you, then share to others as well. See you in the next video.